Hello, everyone. Nice to talk to you today. This is going to be a great webinar session today. Hopefully, you're well prepared for this. Now, let's kind of break this down just a bit before we get going so everybody gets set up. Grab your notepad. Make sure you've got CraigProctorCoaching.com up right in front of you. I know many of you do. It's also tempting, so you're sitting down on your computer, to have your email up. You probably get your phone sitting next to you. I just don't think that's how you want to go about working on your business from a professional standpoint if you really take this serious. You may think that you can multitask, but look, when it comes time to work on your business, why don't you do that? Why don't you work on the business and just dedicate the time to it? So on last week's webinar, I walked you through the system for working on your business versus in it all the time here in Platinum. And I broke down and summarized for you the things, the systems that are critical for you to really do dynamic things with your business. And trust me, it can be way bigger and way better than even you believe or think that it can. So cast your vision right now as I'm talking to you about this. Just cast it out. And how do you see your business in 5 years or 10 years? Okay, well, if you see it really big, well, it can be even bigger. And we're going to talk to a Platinum member here momentarily who has a great real estate business, and it is growing. And a lot of it has to do with how he treats his past clients. In other words, what happens after the initial transaction, and getting more of those to come back and buy. And it actually ends up being a positioning system. So this is going to be really good, man, game changer. So we're going to get into that here momentarily. All right. But remember, if you missed last week's webinar, you got to go back and watch that and break this thing down. So these weekly webinars that we do here in Platinum, me helping you. So don't take those for granted. Like, there's always something not new, but dynamic that you need to be focused in on, rainmaker activity. So carving out a couple of hours every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time to sit down and work on your business, it's a wise move. So you get me and you get you back and forth on these webinars, whoever my special guest is, dealing with things that you should be doing right now in your business that will get you the biggest results. That's what these things are. So skipping them to go on a listing appointment or to go show a home to a buyer, it doesn't move you forward. So congratulations to all of you who are here live today. And there's a lot of you. I mean, it warms my heart to see that you're working on your business. So check that box. But when we get done with the webinar today, before you run off and get on your email or run off to your next appointment or run off to your cell phone there, take some time to aggregate your list, the list that you're working from, your to-do list, your big initiatives list, what's an issue for you. Just manage that during this time, okay? Because that's what this is. This is a look at a marketing system or system for your business to move it forward over the course of this hour and a half that we spend together, right? And then when we get done here, it's not like nothing happens. But for some of you, that's the way it's been going. We get done with the webinar, it's like, wow, that's really good. Yeah, I should be doing that. And nothing, it's nothingness, all right? So let's end that. At least manage a list of what you're going to do, okay? Write down the issues and the questions you got, and then boom, send that over to your coach, and let's get busy doing, okay? So in addition to that, you're carving out about an hour at the beginning of each day, I would think, to work on your business and implementation as well, right? That's how this works. So if you just do that, I mean, you're going to make some serious advances. But break it down into small little things. That's what a to-do list is. The one thing you can do, okay? So we're gonna work through that today. This is going to be good. Before we get going, though, I want to remind everybody what's happening here on the 10th, okay? We've got the vast majority of Platinum members have all signed up for this thing. So it's going to be great, right? Not only is the agenda what I would consider the best we've ever had in dealing with the practical things in your business to move it forward and to become a multi-millionaire agent, and that's kind of my goal for everyone, whether it's your goal or not. So if you only achieve 25% of a multimillionaire agent goal, that's a net income of $250,000, right? So and a net income after all expenses, that's pretty good. So but yeah, my goal is always probably bigger than maybe what yours is. So that's what this 3 days is about, man. October 10th, 11th, and 12th. So if you haven't registered, it's not too late. You can still come. Your chair will be there. We have enough chairs for every single one of you. It's there. So it's either going to have you sitting in it, or it's going to be empty, or it's going to have someone else sitting in it. Okay. How about this? Maybe this someone else is a competitor who's in the system. So who's getting the upper hand here? Right. So the meeting is a multi-day offsite. That means get away from your business planning and strategy meeting. That's what this is. So you're going to be surrounded by your associates, in the system. You're going to make some new friends. There's going to be some accountability, and you're going to fill up your Big Quantum Leap initiatives list for the next quarter. All right. And this conference is always positioned to propel you into the next calendar year with massive momentum. There are still 3 months left in this year. You guys know that? There's still 3. It's only 75% of the way over this year. So that means that this next quarter is going to set you up for 2019. So that's why I'm pressing you on making sure you follow through with your commitment to come. And for those of you that haven't registered, come. All right. So download the agenda, get motivated for it, write down your issues, bring them with you, and let's freaking solve those things when we get together for these 3 days. Let's solve the issues. Let's solve at least 1, 2, 3 of your top priority issues and get your feet on a path toward your big heart's desire. I'm excited for you. You were meant to achieve that and maybe even bigger things. Okay. All right. So there you go. Let's go back to craigproctorcoaching.com file library. And in the file library, I'm going to draw your attention to the Platinum Past Client and Sphere library. Okay. So let me put a little circle on that real quick. Platinum Past Client and Sphere library. Everybody see that? Okay, so let me go back to my normal drawing tool and I'll erase that. And I'm going to click on that link. So if you're following along, as I hope you are, let's get in here. All right. So I'm going to pull up now. It's going to be downloaded here probably before the day's over. It might even be showing up during the webinar today. So, if you hit your refresh button, it may be there as you're logging in. But I'm going to pull up my email here I got from one of my assistants who helps me get this stuff organized for you. Okay. So, and I'm going to focus in on this newsletter here that we call In-House. All right. I think I actually have it even twice up. Okay. So let's write this down, and then I'm going to bring on my special guest here. We're going to drill down in this. So I don't want you to discount this at all. So Craig introduced this to me almost 2 decades ago, and it's a seasonal or quarterly direct mail along with marketing it electronically. Okay, so it's sort of like our monthly homeward bound system that we have, right? But this is done quarterly. All right, so let me shrink it down a bit. Okay, there we go. And if you do not have this implemented and running this, we're going to walk through what it is and why you need to do it, and all the parts to it that that you should be doing. Okay, and that's where Tracy's going to jump on here, multimillionaire agent from Tennessee, and show you how he probably gets more past clients returning and doing business with him than anybody else does on today's webinar. I'd go out on a limb and say that from what I know about Tracy and other members. So how'd you like to have all of your past clients coming back and doing business with you more often and increasing referrals in business like that? Okay, so this is for you then. All right, so let me walk you through it. So right there in craigproctorcoaching.com, okay, you're going to see, In-House. Okay, now In-House, pull it back up, is a quarterly newsletter that has one real big purpose for it. Okay, you ready? Number one is to get your past clients, okay, to come back and do business with you more often. That's the purpose of the newsletter primarily. Okay, but in order to make that happen, what we do is we work on positioning. So write that down, positioning. And right beside positioning, write down authority. All right, and beside authority, write down expert. Okay, all right, and then beside that, write down wealth builder. Okay, so you guys get that? So authority, expert, wealth builder. All right, so let's pause there for a minute. Many of you are looked at by your past clients as the real estate agent. The real estate agent. That is not the position that you want to have with your clients, past clients especially, your database and your sphere and everything else. You don't want to be just the real estate agent. What we want you to be is we want you to be the authority on all these matters of real estate. So your in-house quarterly is a positioning system. It's to position you as authority, expert, and wealth builder. Okay, so let's say that we can help all of your past clients increase their wealth by investing in real estate. All right, so, and you're positioning yourself now as a benefit. That's a benefit to your past clients. So let's think through it. Other real estate agents in your marketplace are not going at all of their past clients to come back and increase their wealth by investing in real estate and making it easier for them. They don't do that. They stay in touch with them and send them, bull malarkey that has little to no value, recipes and other kind of stuff. It's cute, market updates, yawner stuff. So there's drift and there's moving on to the next real estate agent. All right, so if you want more repeat business and you want more referrals and you want more status in your marketplace, then we're going to turn you into a celebrity, i.e. the Carlton Sheets, for example, of your marketplace, okay? Via your databases, they're going to look at you this way. All right, but you have to make a concerted effort to do it, okay? So yes, number one, we're going to try to get all of our past clients to come back and invest in real estate. Very few of them will do it, but more will do it than if you don't do what we're talking about. All right. But even the ones that don't do it will look at you differently now. Todd's making it really easy for me to increase my wealth in real estate. I'm really interested in that, but I can't get my brain around it. But now they look at me differently. So who are they more likely to refer somebody to? Me or someone who doesn't have that kind of authority. Now remember, prior to this, I was the real estate agent and helped them with their transaction. Okay. Now, after the transaction's done, we're taking two approaches. Number one, we're going right at them to get them involved in our quest to help our community. Your worthy cause, like children's healthcare, whatever it is you're involved in back in your marketplace. That's number one. Number two is to help them increase their wealth by investing in real estate. That is a great approach, isn't it? All right. So you guys get it. So I've walked you kind of through how this works. So every quarter, I send you a seasonal newsletter, okay, that Craig used to send me. So I just picked up the mantle here and we're keeping this thing going. All right. So I'm going to break it down for you right now on what this looks like, because here we are going into a new quarter, the fall, and we want to get our fall newsletter going. Okay. And you can see it says fall issue. All right. So on average, it's 4 pages long, page 1, page 2, page 3, and page 4, okay? And you can make this thing look however you want to. I'm just going to give you the template that you can copy, modify. If you want to reinvent it, that's on you, all right? But there are 4 things, there are 4 things you want to write down here that's going to make this optimally effective for you. Now, if you're just joining us or sort of new to the Craig Proctor system in Platinum, I do this webinar pretty much every quarter. The webinar I'm doing right now, I do it about once a quarter, about 4 times a year. And every time I do it, you're right, you're exactly right. It becomes more clear. There's better ways to do things, and we can even expand it beyond that. Client appreciation events and like seminars, webinars, which is what we're going to do here with Tracy in about 10 minutes, okay? All righty. So I'm going to break this down for you, and then I'm going to bring Tracy on. All right. So page 1 is about extension of relationship, Okay, so in other words, part one, let's say page one, part one is extending the relationship. All right, so write that down. Part one, extending the relationship. All right, so if you look at all of your relationships, past clients, your friends, your family, spouse, whenever there's a breakdown in the relationship, what's the cause? Right, exactly. Lack of communication involvement or interest. That's it, which pretty much becomes a communication problem. We just cut off communication. We stop communicating. Break down a relationship. So there is something to say for communication, but what makes the communication so beneficial between you and your best friends, family, spouse? Like what make kids? Right, sharing. Write that down. Sharing something of value, something that benefits you. No, you don't want to constantly tell people what to do. We don't like that. That's a nagging thing, right? Why don't you do this? You should do this. You should do that. What we want to do is we want to share something that has helped us. Hey, I want to share something with you that has really benefited me in my personal life or professional life. And that's what I do as Platinum Coach, if you guys haven't figured it out yet. I share with you what I've done with the Craig Proctor system on my own businesses and others, and then direct you to pretty much implement and copy and implement and do the same. That's how this works. Good. You guys are getting it. So we're going to share something of value, something that's benefited us with all of our past clients, sphere, friends and family, business associates on a quarterly basis. Okay. So what is it that you can share? Well, the template that I deliver to you, I'm just sharing a book that I read. Okay. I read a book recently and it helped me. Okay. So in this case, I leaned into Ken's book, Blanchard's book, Managing by Values. It's a good book. If you haven't read it, you should. So I leveraged the book that I read, all right, and I talk a little bit about the book, and that's pretty much the thing of the newsletter. And I share stories, okay, about how it's benefited me, all right, personally and professionally, and I've seen others benefit, and I wanted to share this with you, all right. You might want to write this down too. Pivotal circumstances. Pivotal circumstance. So when I get involved in books, not all of them, but some of them make an impact on me. It's a pivotal circumstance. It changes the dynamics or even direction of my life. Okay, professionally and personally. So you guys get that. All right. So that's what this article does. As a matter of fact, I take the opportunity using this book to tell everyone that's reading what our core values are for our company. Okay, so this is a good article for you. Feel free to rewrite it or edit it, but you'll see that that's the template here. All righty. Okay, so nice job. That's part one. Okay, part two is throw in the offer for everybody getting your newsletter. Throw in the offer for them to find out what homes are selling for in the area. Don't tell them what things are selling for. Give them the option to find out. This is better. This is better. So this is part two. Let me tell you why this is better. Okay. Blow that up just a bit. Okay. You can see that's just a copy of postcard, one side of it. So you could do that. That image right there doesn't look all that great. So you may want to clean that up. And I know you guys will. Again, this is a template. All right. This would not be the final thing I'm sending out. Obviously, you can see this is just my template. Started. I'm not even a real estate agent. So it would come from one of the agents or team leaders here would do this for their databases. All right. We'll talk about the target audience here in a minute with Tracy. All right. So part two is find out what homes are selling for in your neighborhood. That's part two, versus giving them a market update of everything that's selling. All right. Giving people a market update of, hey, here are homes that are selling area is not all that beneficial, because how are they supposed to take that information and get a really good idea of what their specific home is selling? Is the value is right. It's way better to drill it down to the homes on their street or in their specific neighborhood. Way better. That's a better offer. And plus, when they follow through and ask for the information, you've got yourself a pretty good prospect. They're thinking about making a move again. Okay. All right. Now, part three. All right. Let me shrink this down. I'll go back to one page. Part 3 is to invite everyone reading the newsletter to come and invest in real estate. All right. It's an invitation to do it, but you have to make it very easy for them. All right. And this one pager is not enough. This is the introduction or the invitation to do it. Okay. You have to make it easy. So for example, this is part 3, but I want to continue part 3 with an insert. So you're going to insert another page front and back on real investment opportunities, stories of people that have done it, okay, that you've helped, your personal stories of buying real estate and making money from it, okay? So there needs to be an insert. This 4-page template doesn't have that insert there. You're going to want to go and get that. We're going to talk about that right now and look at some of these inserts with Tracy King here momentarily. And you can see I've even got a little ad here for buying and selling real estate, or investing in real estate rather, investing in real estate outside of my marketplace. Doesn't have to be in their own backyard. So how about that? Yes, I know real estate here in my own backyard, but I also have connections with real estate experts in other marketplaces where investing is a great idea. Good move. So how does that elevate you? Right, it does. Good. All right. That's part 3. Part 4 is the referral offer. So you always include the referral offer. That's part 4 in the newsletter. Okay. So this is the fall edition. And if you want to get other people to pay for the newsletter, you can throw their ads in there. As you can see, we've got a few ads from some people we do business with, on this thing. You can do that if you want to help offset the cost of it. It won't have a negative impact on it at all. Okay, so there you go. All 4 parts. Part 1, extend relationship by sharing something that has impacted you in your life. Okay. Part 2, offer them a list of what homes are selling for in their specific neighborhood. Part 3, which is the purpose of the newsletter primarily, is to offer them opportunities, invitation to come and invest in real estate. Okay, and we're going to insert additional material about that. Okay, and then part 4, referrals. That's in-house quarterly. Okay, now marketing this, it's a direct mail, and it should be a giant direct mail. It should go out to a lot of people, hundreds, thousands, past clients, sphere, adopted customers, sphere being friends, family, businesses. So it's a big mailing quarterly. Yes, you're right. Somebody's asking here. 4 times a year, some of your people in your database are going to get 2 newsletters from you, in-house and homeward bound. Yes, of course. Is that too much? No, it's 2 different things. Okay. All right. So again, we're going to market it. All right. So you can also put this on your blog. So direct mail, blog, and drive traffic to your blog, just like we do monthly with homeward bound. Okay. All right, good. So now let's bring on our friend Tracy here. Let me pull up this. So Tracy, we'll open up your microphone. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm great.
All right. So now you are really, really good at getting your past clients focused in on coming back and buying from you over and over and over again. And I would say that you got some of your past clients that come back and buy from you once a year, some of them more often, but it ain't like the average agent where, I just closed a house. Now I have a past client, and hopefully I can get them when they come back around to buy their primary. Like, you're focused on an entirely different system here. So tell us a little bit about how it all works, what's going on there with you in the great state of Tennessee, and that sort of thing. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great. So, so some of you may not understand where we're located, but we're in the Great Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee. You've probably heard of Dollywood. We are the most visited national park in the country by like 3 times the amount than the person in the Grand Canyons or Yellowstone Park and all those other national parks. Um, it's a very family friendly area. My past clients, we've sold this year, we've closed over, I don't know, probably something close to 60 past clients. We've got another 20 something
All right,
pending.
hold on. So
Yeah.
60 closed, 20 pending, 80 past clients. So out of your, what are you going to do? 400, 500 transactions? How many are you going to do this year?
Yeah, we're going to do probably right around 500, maybe a little north of that.
Okay. So you got over 500 deals that you're going to do this year. You're making millions and millions of dollars in commissions. So everybody gets that. You're the number one, deal, in that part of the world. So, but man, 80 past clients coming back and buying homes in 1 year. So that's
Yeah.
why I told everybody, I said, I've just about bet my Hummer. I'll eat my Hummer if there's somebody else that's getting that many past clients as you do as a percentage coming back that often. This happens every year and it continues to grow.
Yeah, it's continued to grow. The average investor, or even people who buy a second home, they'll hold on to them 3 to 5 years. So you just continue to market to those people, stay in front of them, and they come back. Of course, if they had a great experience up front, and then you continue to stay in front of them, they're going to come back.
All right, so let me show something real quick, and then we'll come back to you. Let me throw this up here. I just got this email, and my French is a little rusty, but you can see that Francois McKay is got he's targeting his past clients, with this investor seminar that he's putting on here for his guys. So I want to get in there and drill down on that here momentarily. Again, my French is not the greatest in the world, but I know enough to know what he's doing there with that. So I just got that email coincidentally. All right, so I get it. So we're going to use in-house, and we're going to promote to all of our past clients the opportunities to come back and invest in real estate. You're an expert at this, and my pitch here to everyone is, why don't you do this? Yes, you want to provide them with opportunities in their own backyard, but let's elevate our status, our position, and our authority with everyone in our databases by introducing them to investment opportunities outside of our marketplace. So what I'm going to pitch to everybody is, I want you to consider getting somebody on a webinar, maybe once a quarter, with all of your past clients and Sphere, a free webinar to help all of them increase their wealth in real estate, and get somebody like Tracy on it with you. So I would do a webinar with you, Tracy, for example, for all of the clients, past clients in Sphere, of everyone associated with our real estate company. I just get you on, and then we'll say, okay, I got a special guest today, Tracy King. He's an associate of ours in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, and I want to introduce you to some really great opportunities to increase your wealth investing in real estate. All right, so let's write down a few phrases here that we can use, and then we'll get into sort of a mock presentation with you, Tracy, about that here momentarily. Okay, and then have you introduce us to a little bit more of techniques and ways to get more of your past clients keep coming back. Okay, all right. Okay. So you might want to write down some of these phrases, guys. Using other people's money to buy distress sales and bank foreclosures. That's a good phrase. Okay, I like that one. Unlocking the equity in your own home to buy 3 houses and have someone else pay the mortgage. I like that one. That's pretty good. Okay, and in this case, we can tie in Smoky Mountain investment. So I could say, how to use other people's money to buy cash flow properties in the Great Smoky Mountains, the #1 most visited national park area in the United States of America. So that's a pretty good phrase right there. Maybe you should write that one down, Tracy.
Yeah.
Pretty good headline. All right. So we got that. So we read those out there. All right. So let's suppose I'm sending this information out to my past clients in-house, and I'm putting into the newsletter a flyer that you sent me, Tracy. Like you sent me this PDF that's 34 pages. Okay, it's
Mhm.
sort of like but it's really a presentation. But you could easily put this into a flyer, front and back, and send this to me, and I could insert that into my newsletter, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, but I could also call you and say, hey, dude, let's set up a webinar for all of our past clients and introduce them to buying properties in the Smoky Mountains. And you and I could connect up and we could get that scheduled in. And I could insert into my newsletter flyer kind of an intro into the opportunity, and you could help me promote a webinar, an investor webinar exclusively for my past clients. Right? You could do that.
Yes. I'd
Okay.
love to do that. Yeah.
Now you've done these before.
Right. I have. Yeah.
All right. So give us kind of an intro of, who have you done some of these with before, and what are the results going on right now with that?
Yeah. I've done one with Rudy over in LA. Um,
Who's that?
Rudy.
Oh, Rudy Kasuma. Yeah.
Yeah. Kusama.
Who's
Yeah.
who happens to be might be the number one real estate agent in the States.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I've done that with Rudy. Um, I've done some just on my own where I've invited other people, potential
Hmm.
investors, past clients. So I've done it, myself.
Hmm.
So we, had
And
success.
don't you haven't you had some platinum members that have called you and just bought properties there?
Actually, I have, and one just closed this morning. A titanium member actually closed on a cabin this morning here in
Okay.
town. Yeah,
So this must be pretty good. I've looked at them, and I may get around to buying one of these things. So I think it's pretty cool. All right. So I like this. What I really like though is positioning me as an expert or authority with all my past clients, using in-house and throwing in these investment opportunities in there every month, and following it up with an investor webinar or seminar. Okay, and then bringing in an outside expert like you that makes me look really good and gives my clients additional opportunities outside of our own backyard. Um, I can just see all kinds of win-win. Now,
yeah.
all right, so good. Anything else that you want to add? Anything in that regards that as I'm talking kind of fast here?
Well, I think they'll should know that they will get referral fees, of anybody we work with that they send our way.
Hmm.
That's for sure.
Okay. Yeah, you can work that out. Obviously, I would just say,
Yeah,
okay, I'll send you the clients. You sell them house and send me a check.
that's
I
it.
like that.
Yep.
I like that deal.
Yeah,
Okay,
good
that's
deal.
good. All right, so you sent me a PDF here. Why don't we just get familiar kind of with your with what you got going there in your marketplace, how you're doing this with your past clients, because I'm guessing this is sort of a presentation here that you use with a lot of your people and past clients and Sphere, and would probably use something like this on a webinar with me if we when and if we do this with our past clients, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
So the products that we have, they're investment properties, they're overnight rentals. Um, you know, the log cabins, the condos and chalets in the mountains. Um, they're booked 2 nights minimum. When we get into our busier seasons or our busier months like July and October, a lot
Hmm.
of people block them off for a whole week even. So what we do is we help people find properties that may not be performing real well now, but we specialize in how to make those properties perform. So you can get you can get a little better deal on those kind of properties even.
Hmm.
So the reason why we know how to do that is because I'm an investor myself. I'm actually closing on a six-bedroom next week, six-bedroom cabin next week, and I've got a couple already up and going, and that's just what I do. So we specialize in that. We have relationships with the management companies. We get good rates with those guys. We know which ones to use and which ones to stay away from. And so you know, this is where we have the I think, the upper hand on a lot of people in the area.
Pretty impressive stats here on that region, man, in terms of a real opportunity for investment. Pretty
Yeah,
impressive here. Yeah.
a lot of people don't realize the tourism, how really this little area is pretty big. I mean, we have just 11.3 million is what came in 2016. 2017, we were at close to 12 million. That's not including the other 11 million travelers who don't even go to the park, that's
Yeah.
hanging around the area. So a lot of people, and they all need a head for the bed. That's what we call it. And so we need lodging. And so that's why it's such an attractive area. With that, all the people here they break year after year. We're breaking the records with the sales in the area, which is helping us keep down our property taxes. And so we're the lowest in the state of Tennessee for property tax rates because of the impact of the economy here.
Yeah, because a lot of people who think about buying real estate or investing in real estate, they have perceived barriers. So let's walk through this. So if we're going to really do this with our past clients, which I believe everybody should be doing this with your past clients, just introduce this quarterly to everyone in your databases. Our job, your job, my job is to break down the barriers, is to lower the threshold of resistance. So people do conjure up reasons why not to go and do these things. Well, it's too hard, too difficult, too expensive. So yeah, if we can make it easy for them and attractive, it becomes it becomes more likely. All right, number one, and you've done a great job for sure on this thing. Okay, so I'm reading some of your stuff here, but you also have to sell people, I guess, on where, right?
Yeah.
Where?
Well, there's a couple of obstacles that reasons why people may be hesitant to buy is because, hey, I live in California. This place is all the way in East Tennessee.
Hmm.
I don't, so what this investment is in their area, it's a hands off. I've got a couple of cabins. I haven't seen one of them in, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, and I live here, but I don't worry about it. I mean, I know that's what's happening because I know the people that's running the cabin for me, and it's a hands off operation. So it's really simple. I mean, you can live in wherever and you just log into the back end of the rental company. You have every person that's rented it, how much they paid, how much is your split, everything.
Hmm.
And it's really nice. But
Hey,
then
hey,
the
hey,
area,
hey,
yeah.
hey, not to interrupt you, but Dolly Parton just filmed something. I don't know if it was a show or a movie or something, but she filmed just 3 doors down from me.
Oh yeah.
One of the houses here on Main Street. Yeah, they closed the street last week, I guess it was. And she was in her production company, and they got the cameras out there, props running around everywhere. I could hardly get to my office, you know, for
Oh
what
yeah.
was going on. So yeah, they were down here filming. Of course, a lot of filming goes on in and around Georgia and Atlanta anyway. It's not,
Yeah.
not anything crazy. Um, my kids, my youngest, before she ran off to college, her and her friend had it on their bucket list to go over to Covington, which is on the east side of Atlanta, where they film Vampire Diaries or some such. I never heard of the thing. They were
Mhm.
like, "Oh, we got to go do this," It was like on her bucket list. I was like, "You got to be." That's a pretty shallow bucket list, babe.
Well,
So
she's young. She's
yeah,
young.
exactly. So anyway, but yeah, there's got to be some magnet, I think. If, for example, investing down the road, some people say, well, that's just easier, it's close. I could visit the property. Definitely something to say for that. But is that an area or a school district or something that's going to have real long-term stick? Like, what's the stability of the government?
Right.
Um, so all that has a play on it. Like if I'm in New Jersey right now, it's difficult to invest in real estate. Even California, very,
Yeah.
very, very difficult. You got more people leaving the state than moving in. Governments, the way they're running things, high taxation rates, and that sort of thing. So all of those things have an impact. So uh, helping your past clients expand the way they think about creating wealth and investing in real estate yes, that will increase them coming back. Being connected to like in Orlando, you got Disney, area down there. That seems to be very attracting to a lot of people. Um, could be weather, could be climate. In this case, Smoky Mountains. It's just a beautiful place,
Yeah.
very well visited and that sort of thing. So I like the idea of it, and I know you're gonna get some calls on this um, in a
Hey,
little
Todd,
bit.
there's
So.
one stat that I should share is in 2011 when 911 happened, our area was the only tourist town that went up in numbers. Everybody else went down
Hmm.
and we went up. So you think about that, the reason why we went up is, well, 78% of the population can drive here within a day.
Hmm.
So nobody was flying. So our numbers went up. Disney World, all those other resort towns
Hmm.
went down. Las
Yeah,
Vegas,
those
everybody went down.
Well, those are great stats, and the fact that you're saying that, and you're saying it to me, if we were doing, say, if we're doing a webinar right now, you and I, with all of our past clients, that kind of information
Hmm.
elevates my status, my positioning with everyone. So, because these are right, these are not things they're seeing on the news here recently or reading about. And I can, we get to leverage and say, look, we're looking out for your best interest. Like, where are the best places to invest so that you're, hedged against the craziest things that could go on in the world today. So, all right, so let's look at some of the opportunities because this is a pretty good PowerPoint, and I get this. But let's look at some of the opportunities and what it looks like there, because this is all part of, if we're going to present something to our past clients, helping them come back and invest in real estate. Um, there are other things like actual examples of what it looks like, how much you're going to make, what it costs, and that sort of thing, right?
Right. That's correct.
Okay, so got this deal here: 6 bedroom, 6 bath, media room, game room. Um, here's some information about it. Rental revenue $90,000. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. That's correct.
Yeah.
Purchase is 480, furnished, turnkey. Of course, in investment property, you have to put 20% down. That's
Hmm.
just the rules. That breaks out to your monthly payment based on 5% interest. Those are accurate actual numbers on average that I got from the previous owner.
All right.
All right.
So I got an
So
expense of
that's
30.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's your monthly expense.
Okay. And
There's your
then
annualized expenses, and then you take that with your gross in. Now you get to, so the owner, the people I have that I use on the rental, I get 80% of the income. They get 20%. The
mhm.
20% they're cleaning the cabin, they're marketing it, those kind of things. They're taking care of the guests when they're in the cabin. So to me, it's well worth it. So
Mhm. Yeah, and so factoring that in, that's pretty good numbers, dude. That's a great cap rate on these things.
yeah, I don't know where else you can go in the country. Literally, I don't know where else you would go and get this kind
Mhm.
of a cash flow.
Yeah.
If there is, I'd like to know.
Well, now I can see how you're getting like 90 or more, upwards of 100 people, past clients coming back
Sure.
year in, year out and buying from you. Holy moly. All
Yeah,
right.
we stick them in this kind of a situation. They pay attention. Yeah.
We're not
Then you
done
get
yet.
depreciation schedule.
Depreciation schedule.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's even better. That makes us look really attractive.
Right.
All right, explain this so for for guys that are here watching the webinar, they're not all that experienced with investing in real estate, experience in buying, helping people buy and sell real estate, but in terms of the investor side of it, just talk a little bit about depreciation and why that's a big deal for investors.
Well, depreciation, well, it's going to be a big deal for your tax because you're going to be making money on this property. You want to set it up to depreciate annually of the furniture value,
Hmm.
and then you want to take your net cabin value, as you see, and less the land. And land you can't depreciate, but the actual cabin value, and you set that up on a depreciation schedule that is allowed by the tax codes. And
Hmm.
so that's what you come up with, the 34,000. So
Hmm.
it's a tax benefit. So if you're in the 35% tax bracket, then that's going to be a net tax benefit to you of an additional 11,964
Hmm.
on top of the cash flow that you generated throughout the year.
That's a great deal. So that's not a hard sale,
Yeah.
and
And
it
that's
looks pretty
only, and
safe.
that's only,
Yeah.
and look at the bottom here. So that's only $96,000 out of your pocket for a down payment. So your return for in a year on this cabin is 30, if you take your net tax benefit, it's 37 grand by an outlay of only 96,000 in cash out of your pocket. That's huge return. We're looking at cash on cash. That's huge.
Okay, Tracy, let's take a look at another example here, just to get an idea of a different look, different property. So this is a different
Yeah.
home here. Okay.
Yeah. So this property it's a new construction,
Hmm.
and now we're building some cabins with the indoor pool, which
Hmm.
really bumped up. Look at that revenue. That's a 4 bedroom, 120 grand with the purchase price there, turnkey.
God,
That's I mean it's that thing's bumping. So
monthly expenses. Okay. Dun,
mhm.
dun, 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 dun. All
Yeah,
right, got it.
yeah. Scroll
Right.
down next, annualized or monthly total. Yeah,
Yeah. Projected gross income 96 grand.
that's
All
the
right. So
net.
you got a
That's
lot of
the
examples. So on a webinar, you would show you basically show some pictures, show some examples,
mhm. Right.
and these things are pretty. They're nice. That's not a bad view right there at your
Wow.
porch. And I there's platinum members here. Like, okay, I want to talk to Tracy. I might want to buy something myself or something like that. Um, do you have videos of past clients and others talking about how awesome this is?
Um, I
I know you.
don't know if I have any. I have to look at that. That's something I need to work on. I've got pictures, but I don't have videos.
Yeah, it's hard to believe you're only selling 500. That's amazing. You're right though. There's always more that we could do, isn't it?
That's right.
Always more than we could do. Okay. So I appreciate you, sharing all this with us, and let's kind of recap this for all of our platinum members. Okay.
Well, one thing I
Um,
want to point out there,
mhm,
you showed the testimonial. I think it's very important that we put that in our in-house newsletters of testimonials of people that we've helped them build their
mhm,
wealth.
mhm.
So I think that's important.
All right. So yes, I would make that down. So that's why I said there's an insert. As a matter of fact, have one of your ladies send me one, and I'll put it with this fall edition of in-house.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, some examples and some stories of, hey, I did this and it was great. And we'll create like an insert as an example so that everybody can kind of leverage this. But we'll kind of recap it, all right, for everyone. So first thing is your your marketing system to your past clients and your sphere quarterly we call in-house. Okay. And the purpose of in-house is to position you as an expert, an authority, even a wealth builder. Okay. So now you become a real welcomed guest versus an annoying pest. No, that's just the real estate agent. Not anymore. Okay. And we've broken in-house down into those four parts that are essential for doing this and leading to those to that sort of positioning. And we're going to drill down on the big part of this, the real big WIFM for our everybody that we're targeting here in our databases, and that is helping them create wealth in real estate by inviting them in to look at it. All right, and making it easy for them to do so. So you're going to have a full page dedicated to it, sort of like you see here. Insert a flyer front and back doing the same thing with testimonial stories, just like we talked about. And if you're running a webinar or seminar, then obviously you're going to promote that. And I would encourage you guys to branch out to other platinum members around North America, um, and somebody like Tracy here, get them involved in your business, and they'll do all the work for you just about there, right, Tracy? Like you
Yeah.
pretty much do it all. I just send you the customers.
You take them from there. That's it.
Yeah.
Let me just send
So
you.
now, if I did want to do this, with you, for example, all right, since you got this kind of figured out and you got it going on, looks pretty good. If I wanted to do something like this with you, um, And I would love to have our platinum members just send referrals and stuff back and forth. It'd be great. And it does go on. We've, like you said, you've done this with many of our guys, and even they're buying real estate. How do I get in touch with you?
Oh, the best way to reach out to me is call at 865-365-2280.
All right, so that's Tracy King, Kings of Real Estate.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy King, and you're in Tennessee, Sevierville area. Is that where you are? Are you in Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Sevierville? Where are you at?
Yeah, we're in Sevierville, but yeah.
All right. And okay, and your phone number one more time.
865-365-2280.
Okay, there we go. All right.
So, and Todd, they can ask for either myself or Tanner. Tanner's my right hand man, and a lot of you guys probably met him, but they can ask for either one of us.
Okay, great. All right, so let's go back to CraigProctorCoaching.com real fast. We'll start to wrap this up, land the plane. Okay, so if you refresh your screen, the in-house should be there, and there's a PDF, a publisher file, and a Word document. Okay, which kind of walks you through everything. Okay, and commit to doing this on a quarterly basis, getting it out, make a big deal out of coming back in and buying real estate, take it to the next level, do some seminars and webinars or whatever else you may have going there to be able to dig deep and fully expand this and make it a big opportunity for your past clients. And if you do, I think there's a good chance that you might end up like Tracy here with dozens, maybe 100 or more of your past clients coming back to you, okay, time and time again, increasing referrals and the like. So Tracy, out of your business there, you guys are doing a few $1 million in commissions, I know. How many, what percentage of your business is referral, past client, sphere related at this level?
Oh man. Let's see, I can run, let's see, I would say it's going to be something around, yeah, we're going to be about 40%.
Okay, 40%, that's a 7-figure income, I guess, or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty big, dude. So, so a lot of people, they underestimate that. They're obsessed with buying leads from people like Zillow or, giving money away to a marketing company like, Commissions Inc. or somebody like that. Running ads, paid ads, and that sort of thing. And I get all that, and that's all part of, generating business. But they really underestimate the opportunity in where their closings are actually coming from. So a lot of people think that because they're getting referrals or some past clients coming back to them, that they, quote, don't need to do much more. But when reality is, that's where the lowest hanging fruit, biggest and best opportunity many times are. So, so I would encourage everyone to write down where your last 5 to 7 closings have come from. Okay, and when you get with your coach on your scheduled consults, that is part of what precedes the consult. And if it doesn't, the coach is asking you, where'd your last 5 closings come from? Maybe it's 7. And the sources of those closings reveal opportunities on what to do, quote, more of. Let's proctorize more of that area of business. And trust me, there's not an end to it. Is there, Tracy? It doesn't end.
No,
Okay, I got that done. Yeah, I've done that. I laugh. People say, yeah, I've done that. There's no end to this. It doesn't end. Like there's not a finite number of boxes. It just keeps on going. So we give everybody a checklist, and it's in that library there, like on in-house or the referral system or whatever. But that's just the basics. It's just the basics of getting it going. So we just talked about webinars, seminars, appreciation events. Now we got host parasite relationship, joint ventures, expansion of the marketing and advertising to other media. It just keeps on going. So So Tracy, for example, you could absolutely upload your database of past clients in Sphere as a custom audience and market to them these investment opportunities on a regular basis. All right. You could call it best buy of the week or best buy of the month as
Yeah,
a paid ad to a custom
we're,
audience.
yeah, we're doing that on Facebook. Yes.
See there? There's a reason you're doing 500 plus deals.
Yes.
All right. So I think we've kind of run out of our time here. I know you've been very gracious with it. Now you're going to be in Anaheim, October 10th, 11th, and 12th, and you've got a special session that I think that you're helping out with. Is that right? You're doing there? You and Blake got something going? Tell us
That's
about that.
correct. Yeah, that's correct. So, yeah, I'm going to be talking about hiring, better recruiting strategies, hiring, people that, hang on, I'll just pull it up here so I can remind myself. Okay, better recruiting, hiring the right people to quantum leap your business, hiring around your culture. I think Blake's going to be talking about lead managing and accountability, the management system and all that. So it's about, I'm going to use football analogies where you're out there drafting your best players, team members, and identifying those key positions that you need to fill on your team. So we're going to be diving into that. It's going to be great. I'm excited about it.
Okay. Yeah, we all once we've got overflow, we need people, and leverage. We're pretty much as good as the people that we have on our team. So all right. So real quick, your real estate sales team there in the Tennessee area. Just give us a kind of a rundown of what it looks like, so
Okay.
that we get our brains wrapped around it, and then we'll be prepared to listen to you and learn from you, how you've taken this Craig Proctor system and been able to multiply this business that you've got when we see you in Anaheim. So what does it look like right now?
Right now we have 21 outside sales agents. I have 4 in-house ISAs and 1 virtual ISA. I have 5 in-house admin, 2 virtual admins. I've got a COO, CFO who helps me with the financial side and operations side, and we're in 2 different locations, so that's where we're at.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it's a legit business here. All right.
Mm.
Nice job, my man. Hey, look, I want to thank you for getting on the webinar today and walking us through this Rainmaker webinar, primarily getting more of our past clients to come back and buy from us more often by providing them with exceptional value while simultaneously positioning ourselves as expert, authority, even celebrity, with those group of people. So you've done a great job of it, no question about it. I know you're looked at as a celebrity in your marketplace there. You do a lot of work in your community. So real quickly before we end the webinar, why don't you plug a bit of what you do in your community in terms of your company giving back to whom, how you're going about it, and why you're doing that, if you don't mind.
Okay, so one of the places that we give to and pour into is called Live It Ministries. Live It Ministries, they take care of the orphans and widows. So in our area, we're still in the Appalachia area, and it's hard to understand that there's still poor people. But what we found in the area that these widows, their husbands passed away, they live off of a small check. They don't have the skill set or the money to keep their homes up, and they start deteriorating. So what Live It does is they go out and identify these people and vet it, and then they go out and get the local churches to help raise money, to volunteer, and we go in and repair the people's homes and get them connected to a local church, which that's what Live It does. In Knoxville, we are connected with Knoxville Dream Center. Knoxville Dream Center has food trucks. They feed the homeless. They clothe the homeless, and they do a kids program in some of the project areas during the summer. So that's what they're doing, and we're all about impacting other people's lives and making them better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you guys mobilized to your business, all the people there when the fires came through.
Yeah.
destroyed a lot of those cabins, even part of town there in the Gatlinburg area.
Yes. Yes, it did. And we the town's bounced back pretty well. There's still people out there still kind of hurting that have lost their homes. So
Mm. Well, you guys are, you're sort of the pinnacle here model, super profitable sales team, the Craig Proctor system, generating business, leveraging business you get to get more business, um, the customer service level of things that you guys do. You got a really great people on your team, and giving back to your community. So, like I said, the model system member. So there we go. If we didn't get your questions answered, that's okay. We'll deal with those offline. But hopefully everybody's got a big fat to-do list now, and you're even more motivated to get to the Millionaire Agent Maker Conference, that multi-day offsite business planning and strategy meeting coming up October 10th, 11th, and 12th. Be sure and look Tracy up. Thank him for his time and investment of it into all of us today. Tracy, on behalf of Craig Proctor and everybody associated with our organization, we want to thank you for sharing and making yourself available and helping us out, man. Thank you.
absolutely. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate all your help.
Okay, that's going to wrap it up today. So looking forward to seeing you guys here in a few days. So with that, go serve big. Thanks now. We'll see you.